Generation Women. As you can see, I'm sitting at a wonderful tree and I'm sitting on the roots of the tree. You have to see that. I mean, isn't this a beautiful tree? And now let me show you how tall the tree is. Isn't that a great metaphor for that we have, we are growing strong roots. We are growing very strong into the earth and into heaven in this particular very transformative, collectively very hard or surreal time. So let me just tell you a little bit. When I arrived in Cancun yesterday at the airport, it was really hard to see my shuttle. It didn't come. To grasp that, I grasped a taxi, and of course I landed in my hotel, and the rooms were not able. I couldn't open a room in my hotel, so it was very stucky, and it was very the smell was very strong, and just in this hot, humid room where I couldn't open the windows after 6 months of lockdown in Germany, I said no way. So I felt ashamed that I would check out again. I sat down, I took a glass of wine, not the best wine, just a few sips, that was already enough. I took my laptop to investigate where I could go into, and I took the Westin Resort and Spa, and that was definitely a good choice, because I then jumped into the taxi. It was just 10-15 minutes further away from my hotel, and my room was not the quietest, but still very, very sweet room next to the ocean, very high ceilings, so that made a very big difference. They didn't like so much because it's so humid. We had very bad weather from Canada, so the wind was very strong, very cloudy, and extremely humid, so they didn't want me to open the window for so long to the terrace, but that was totally fine for me. At least I could open it, at least I could see I had a view, and I could see the ocean and the beautiful trees. So when I was waking up, it was of course very early because of jet lag, but I took the time to go to Starbucks. Yes, this resort has a Starbucks, to go to Starbucks, and I do love, I have to say, I'm a little bit American in this, I do love my Starbucks coffee, and I had a little bit of a cake, and I skipped my breakfast because that would have been again in a room, in a very big air-conditioned room with lots of noise, lots of people, no windows to open. I said, oh, I'm so happy to skip my breakfast. I'm just paying a few pesos for coffee and a cake, and I sit by myself at the ocean and just calm a little bit down, although I would have loved to stay at least a few days longer and not go into any more activity. But I was grateful for that moment, and walking along the beach, finding a very beautiful place. I did my prayer. I also did a little bit of meditation, but as I told you in the beginning, meditation and prayer and spiritual practice became in the second lockdown really, really hard. And I missed my discipline, I missed the calm mind, I missed just my usual... Oh, there's a plane landing. Sorry, I hope you can still hear me. So I do miss all those cornerstones that would keep me up when times were stressful or times were difficult. And within the second lockdown, they just didn't work anymore. Neither my dance training worked, nor socializing, nor going and have a wonderful glass of Prosecco with my sweetheart in a nice bar, enjoying this beautiful landscape and the socializing aspects that you can do in Lindau. We especially moved there, but that was before the second lockdown was announced. So for everything that the reasons why we moved to Lindau wasn't possible. And after being for 15 years on my own after my divorce, I was not single for so long, but I definitely didn't live together with another human being, not with a man, not with a woman. So if I would have known that we are staying together in a more tense situation, in an apartment that was just not laid out for doing home office, it was laid out that I could go into... Yes, hello. I don't really care, just make noise. I'm tired enough. What I wanted to say, I wanted to go into a co-living space to work there, but that was all not possible. So of course the first weeks when we moved together, that was like an unspoken competition of who is doing what, and the energies just slammed totally together. The tension of the lockdown, the tension of the work is just much harder than usual, not having any outlet, not doing anything with friends, or just going to your dance training, where you could just release all that pressure that would accumulate. That was hard. That was really hard. And my sweetheart just has this, I always called it the kitchen shadow. So when he's in the kitchen, he's the master. You better don't touch anything. And he was away for a day, and I wish that he wouldn't come back because I hadn't cleaned the kitchen. Now, if you know me, I don't care about cleaning kitchen. I'm always very lucky to have a wonderful cleaning sweetheart who helps me in this. And now I had to clean kitchen. I had to make sure that, I do my duties. But that, of course, clashed. I'm not the person who says yes and amen. Person says, this is me and this is you, and we better find common ground here. But luckily it just took a few weeks until we had found a kind of a common ground. Now we can laugh about our shadows and laugh about that stuff. I don't know what this wonderful charming man is doing. Oh, that bird is so loud. I don't even see where it's doing a cleaning job. And hello. Hola. Well, wonderful. These young guys are flirting with me. They could be my sons, but anyway. And I don't know what he's doing. It's just making a lot of noise. But, let's take it with humor. It's my first day of rest and, well, not rest. I'm going to check in now to Guadalajara. What a beautiful place to rest and to wait for your plane outside at this beautiful tree. And my learning and what I like to share about this short stop. Hey, sweetheart. I'll show you this bird. Wow, this bird makes just noise for a whole bunch of birds. I mean, and there you see the poor cleaners, street cleaners, because they have to wear the mask and even in the open outside, and they have to be dressed with long trousers, and it's really hot. It's 28 or 29 degrees, but the point is they're looking so horrible, but I don't care. It's just hard. It's, after a while you just get very easily tired when it's so humid here in Cancun. I personally wouldn't take the whole flight and all the hassle at the moment to drive a flight to Cancun and just be in a resort where you don't leave the resort so much. I wouldn't do it, but I definitely cannot complain. I'm very happy that I had to stop over, that I didn't have to fly so quickly via Guadalajara. And from what I learned and was reminded again for my journey was don't settle. Steve Jobs said also, stay hungry, stay foolish, don't settle. And yes, I bless him for this sentence, because I didn't settle for my hotel. It was beautiful to wake up in the night. It was beautiful to have my coffee at the ocean, no people, have my walk, finding a quiet space for myself. I would have never had that experience if I would have stayed in the hotel. I didn't have a good night. Of course, thoughts are running. Thoughts why I left also Germany. Thoughts is where's my service? Where's my calling now? How can I smartly contribute in this situation and not running on empty myself, or not just doing work just to keep me busy, but doing something I completely and totally believe in and I need at this time. So there is a reason that I called this series On My Knees to Paradise. But I will talk more about it when I'm in sweet and charming and restful Lake Chapala, and then I will guide you, around, and we will see where it takes us and what the exploration to paradise also will show. So for now, I catch better my plane and I say goodbye until tomorrow, maybe tonight when I am a little bit more rested and when I show you my room. Bye bye for now, and take good care of yourselves and be gentle. If you feel really on your knees, there are always two things you can do. One is being gentle with yourself, and second is be kind and friendly with the people around you. This is something you always can do, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many fears you have, no matter how much you feel yourself on your knees. You can always be gentle with yourself, and friendly or kind with the people around you, which also helps you a little bit to go out of your own head. And we have a very good expression in Germany that's called mindfuck. And I have to say, it's the mindfuck cinema, and I have to say there is a truth about this, and sometimes you just have to give it those horrible words in order to also feel the ease to say, okay, this is just another mindfuck, and I'm not the only one, I'm not alone in this. People are running crazy. We are just having very, very different ways of dealing with the craziness right now. Some people pretend they're okay. One of my girlfriends, she as if the lockdown or as if Corona is not happening. But this is the way how she's coping with it. I would love to deal with it like this way sometimes, I go more into doubt, more into hopelessness, more into despair in my filter, not in my essence, but in my personality filter. I sometimes cope this way with situations that seem to be hard for me. So that is also kind of a yucky way to deal with that. And we're learning to not go into our patterns when they show up. And this is part of to raise again on our feet. Having said this, I finally say goodbye, dear ones, and I talk to you soon tonight or tomorrow. Bye-bye.